The Planning Commission meeting for April 8th, 2026 is now called to order. We have a roll call of members. All members are currently present. Item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Eric. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3, the introduction of staff. Ms. Stacy.
Stacy Webb, Recording Secretary for the Planning Commission.
Brendan O'Day, Information Technology.
Spencer Long, Parish Attorney.
Eric Poche, Director of Planning and Development.
Tim Bullion, Senior Planner.
Lance Brock, Zoning Official.
Okay, thank you so much. Item 4, the election of officers for 2026. To let everybody know, we had an issue that was brought up by Commissioner Miller, that we have bylaws in place for our election of officers. We had a mistake in how we applied those bylaws to our election. And so after discussion with legal and discussion with our ruling of Robert's Rules of Order, we are essentially have to have a different meaning of an interpretation and a vote on that interpretation for whether or not that election was held properly. So item A is going to be the discussion of the voting procedure for chair and vice chair. Currently, and I'm paraphrasing, but currently our bylaw states that a majority of 2/3 of the commission, there are multiple interpretations. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask for a motion from the commission on how we want to have that interpreted, and we'll operate on our bylaws for that. And we up for any discussion. Okay, Mr. Villa?
Yeah, I know the bylaws talks about 2/3, but why wouldn't we be a simple majority vote? I think some other boards are like that. So I don't know. I would like to make a motion, make it a simple majority, and we get out a simple math versus a 2/3 scenario like we have now. That's my take on it.
Okay.
And we move on to business. So is legal, is that a possibility, a motion?
Yeah, the language in the bylaws is ambiguous, like Mr. Scheck-Snyder said. And so I think what y'all just need to do now is determine, how do y'all want to handle this? Do you want it to be a vote of 2/3, or do you want it to be a vote of just a simple majority for the chair and vice chair?
Yeah, to me,
Okay.
I think simple majority, that would be my motion.
Okay. Ms. Unitas?
Can we have the reading of what the actual articles state?
Yeah, we have a
Sorry.
motion.
Oh.
We have a motion on the floor. I'm sorry. Okay, do we have a second for that motion? Okay, that motion fails for a second. Ms. Unitas?
Can we read what the actual bylaws state as far as the election of officers?
Yes, please.
And indicate that there is a capitalized commission in whichever bylaws you're reading, and then also include number 7 in Article 2, which has a slightly different specificity to it.
Spencer, do you have that in front of you?
Yes, I got it now.
Okay.
So it says a chair and vice chairperson shall be elected by a majority vote of at least 2/3 of the commission at the first regular meeting in January of each year, or as soon thereafter as feasible. Article 2, number 2 states that 2/3 of the commission must be present to elect the chair and vice chairperson. And Article 2, Section 7 says that the chair and vice chairperson can be removed from office at any time during their term by 2/3 vote of the full commission.
Okay. Is that what you needed, Ms. Unitas?
No, I also wanted to indicate that in numbers 1 and 2, commission is capitalized, indicating, in my interpretation, that it's the entire commission, which is 7.
Mm-hmm.
So 2/3 of 7 is what that's my interpretation.
Yes, ma'am. And that's why there is ambiguity, and that's why we're having this discussion. So they have multiple ways that we can handle this. We can handle it where it's either that interpretation, we can have it in simple majority interpretation. The way that we can handle this is we determine how we want to handle it, and it should be our decision collectively. We had a motion to change it to a simple majority. That failed. We have a second person, Mr. Nasser.
So I have a couple of things to say on this. One is that I don't see this as a legal issue. I see this as an interpretation of our bylaws, which is a commission decision. That's not anything that's promulgated under any ordinance or law of the state or the federal government. So that's number one. I think it's our decision to interpret as we see fit and to clarify as we see fit. I do agree with Ms. Unitas that commission is capitalized in that first line. Being capitalized, without going too far down that road, it makes it a proper noun. And based on that, you go back to the ordinance wherein the planning and zoning commissions were created, and it's the makeup of the commission is identified, the authority and powers of the commission is identified. So I agree that reference is a proper noun, refers to the full commission. So I read that as 2/3 of the 7-member commission, which is 5. The second line says 2/3 of the commission must be present to elect the chair. To me, that sets a quorum for any meeting during which we're going to have an election, unlike our normal quorum, which is 4. So I see it clearly in my mind. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I see it clearly in my interpretation. You know, and Mr. Long, when he was first asked about this, saw it like I see it. He later changed his mind and saw it a different way. I assume he did more research, or someone convinced him that it was ambiguous. But it's not ambiguous to me. That's I guess, what I have to say.
Mm-hmm. So in that case, do we have any other motions on the table? Which interpretation do we want to do, A or B? Interpretation where it would be a simple majority essentially, or B where it's a 2/3 majority, which if that's the case, then that's what we're going to go with.
Well, let me, if I could.
Yes.
Let me go further. So there is an interpretation which has been presented, which I can find no way to agree with. And Mr. Chairman, you and I have spoken about this at length on many days. There is an interpretation that says 2/3 of a majority vote of at least 2/3 of the commission. I take that to mean it's a majority vote, which is defined as at least 2/3 of the commission for an election. Then the second one says 2/3 must be present to elect the chair and the vice chairman. Some are interpreting that to mean if you have 2/3 of the members of the commission at a meeting, which would be 5, you only need 3 people to elect the chairman. I can't go along with that. 3 is just, to me, an absurd number by which a 7-member commission should elect their leadership. So, again, I guess that's generally what I have to say. I'm not pressing to make a motion, but if nobody else is going to make one, I will.
Well, what I'm asking is that we have 2 interpretations, and what we just need to have is a simple majority vote of do we want to do A or B? And that would be how we decide very easily on how to move forward. And that's how we can solve this and very easily move forward.
I agree. So what
Okay.
is A and what is B?
So A would be, if we want to have it understood as a majority with 2/3 present, or B it is a majority of 2/3, which is basically 5 with 7 members present, and then 5 with 6 members present, and 5 with 5 members present.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just agreeing that that's.
Yes,
that-
that would.
You defined it
Yes.
the way.
Those are those two options. So what we'll do a very easy, we'll do a vote on here. Item A is yes, item B is no, or we can do a very quick roll call vote.
I want another explanation of, are we making a motion?
Well, so our bylaws basically say we could at any time say we want to address this as the bylaws.
Okay.
So we can have it as a motion, we can just say, point of order, we're addressing the bylaws this way.
But you still have to have a motion to do it.
Okay.
We gotta change it.
All right, look, I'm gonna go ahead, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion. I make a motion that in order to be elected as chairman or vice chairman, you need a minimum of 5 votes, period. No more math. I don't think that the people that put together these bylaws, you said 4. I don't think that the people that put together these bylaws, and when we voted to approve these bylaws, went so far into the math that we looked at what is 2/3 of 2/3 and all, and the syntax and grammar of what is the 2/3 majority of the commission. I think the intent was, it was 2/3 of the full commission, which is 5. And I'm fine with that. And so I'm gonna make that motion that anyone to be elected chair or vice chair needs 5 affirmative votes, period.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. Second by Ms. Unitas. Okay, any discussion? Okay, that's gonna be a yay vote when I call for a vote. A nay is whether or not that motion goes forward. So, all in favor of the motion on the table? Aye.
Aye.
We're gonna vote this, yeah. We're gonna do this easy. All in favor of the motion on the table? Aye.
Yes.
If you're in favor of the motion on the table? Yes.
Can we use the machine?
Okay, let's use the machine, heck, I don't care.
Yeah, machine's on.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay,
We can't get a charging cord up here, but we can get a voting
Yeah.
machine.
Somebody didn't vote.
okay, that motion passes. Now, election of chair. Chair will entertain nominations for chair of planning, because we're gonna have to have a new election.
Okay, so now we're doing 5 out of 7 people.
Yeah, well, 5 out of 6, at the moment. So, any nominations for chair?
I nominate Commissioner Miller.
Okay. Commissioner Miller, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay. Do we have any further nominations?
Do we?
Okay. Commissioner Miller will be now elected chair as the planning commission. Commissioner Miller,
All right.
your turn.
Well, that wasn't difficult.
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's get back to this agenda.
Yep, we gotta do vice chair next.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank my fellow commissioners for y'all's support, and I appreciate this opportunity. Next will be election of vice chair. And we will use the same procedure, 5 out of the 7. Nomination for vice chair.
I nominate Max Nasser for vice chair.
Mr. Nath, you accept?
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Max Nasser, you are vice chair.
Thank you all.
Let's proceed on with the chairman's comments. I would like to say something that I noticed today. We have a lot of infrastructure improvements going on around the parish, so I would just remind everyone, please use kindness, courtesy, caution, and for anyone that's visiting, driving through from out of town, let's be good neighbors and show them a positive example of how we like to conduct ourselves and during some of those difficult times. And and trying times for sure.
Thank you.
Let's go here. Public comment on any agenda item. If y'all would like to speak on one of the agenda items, please sign up with Ms. Stacy over there and fill out a card. Next, we are,
Well,
It's planning commission only.
this is for planning commission.
yes. Subdivision status report, Mr. Poche.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You see in front of you the normal monthly subdivision status report. Any changes have been noted with an asterisk. We have a couple of things that are going to be coming to you guys in the next few months, but if you have any questions in the meantime, I'd be happy to answer them.
And just for my recollection, we do have the new ordinances in place with the new timelines updated so that anybody that is now applying is going to follow into those new guidelines and as far as development and processing.
Yeah, yes.
Good deal. Engineering staff report. No engineer to
No
here
report.
today. Minutes for last meeting, March 11th. That was for zoning, I believe, huh? That was planning? Oh, because of Randy. Stacy, the updated minutes that Mr. Jones had mentioned with the removal of Randy Cluot, we have, these are up there at the update? All right, so you want to make that motion? Okay.
Yes, so I'll go ahead and make a motion that we adopt the minutes as presented with the clarification that Mr. Kluwat's name is removed from the minutes.
Second.
All right, second by Mr. Villa. All in favor?
Good catch.
Aye. Any opposed? No one. All right. Consent agenda. Affidavit of mortgage declaration for John and Linda Lehman, Lot 31, 18439 Bell Alliance Road, Prairieville, Louisiana. Item B, affidavit of mortgage declaration, Preston Savage, Lot 30, 18447 Bell Alliance Road, Prairieville, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Adam McCarty Properties, LLC, Track F1, 12550 Airline Highway, Gonzales, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, West Secure Group Investments, LLC, Tract A, 12560 Airline Highway, Gonzales, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Dwayne Rebin Balello, Lot H1, Unit 1, 37275 Northwood Alley, Prairieville, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Megan O. Boyd, Lot H1, Unit 2, 37275 Northwood Alley, Prairieville, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Melissa Party and David Party, Lot D1G2A2 and D1G2B, 44399 BPS Lane, Santa Maria, Louisiana. And the final plat approval for Magnolia Ridge Logistics Park, Monco Buller and Associates, LLC, Council District 3. Does anyone want to remove an item from the consent agenda? All in favor? Motion.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the consent agenda.
Motion to approve. Second by Mr. Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that motion passes. I was waiting for that. All right, item 11A, public hearing to approve or deny the following family partitions. Jimmy Berthelot property, track C1, C2, and C3, Earls and Associates.
Division of property, asking the commission for approval. All we're doing is taking his roughly 6-acre tract in the rear of his property and dividing it up into 3 lots for his kids. 2.24 acres apiece. There's an existing servitude of passage that already gets to the tract of land. It's been existing, I think, since the early 80s.
Commissioners, any questions? Motions? We are going to open the public hearing on item A. Stacy, anyone signed up? All right, we'll close the public hearing. Commissioners, questions, comments?
Let's get our comment.
Mr. Poche, you have a
What's
comment
that?
on the matter?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, everything has been addressed on the plat. I mean, it meets the code.
Okay. Motion to approve by Mr. Jones,
Second.
second by Mr. Villa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No one. That motion passes. 11B, Lee Bro property, Lot A3A and A3B, Earls and Associates.
Yep, representing the Bro family on the following family partition, asking the commission for approval. We're just cutting out a half acre for the daughter. She's actually in the process of getting the mobile home and everything put in there as we speak, just waiting for the approval on this. It is an irregular shaped lot, but to get the half acre and where they put the current residence and the shops and the sheds, it's kind of with basically dogleg the property around it.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to abstain on this item.
Okay. I will open the public comment on item B, 11B. Anyone? No. All right. Close the public comment. Mr. Poche?
All items have been addressed on the project.
All items, okay. Commissioners? Motion to approve by Mr. Jones. You have a comment?
There's just staff note?
You need a second first.
I need
You need a second before the comment.
Oh.
a, I guess he jumped.
He jumped too.
I don't have anyone signed up. I want y'all to push the buttons, use the. Slow this thing down, I say that all the time, I want to slow it
Got
down.
a first, I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Villa will second Mr. Jones's, motion to approve. Okay, Ms. Unitas.
I approve, but there's a staff note about some things that need to happen.
What's that, I'm sorry?
There's a note that said, the servitude, just
Yeah,
make sure that.
it was put on there in the rear,
It
yeah.
was put on, okay.
There's a rear servitude on the property, but there's actually no ditch right there. It's actually on the other
Okay.
property.
Just want to make sure that gets addressed.
Yeah, it is, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right,
All right?
good.
Mr. Poche, you'll take note of that?
Yeah.
It's his,
That's his.
Yeah, everything's been addressed.
Okay.
All right, so first and second.
Motion, by Mr. Jones, a second by Mr. Villa. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. That motion passes. 11C, James Kennison property, track A3A2A, A3A2B, and A3A2C, Earls and Associates.
Yep. Representing the Kennedy family on the following division of property, asking the commission for approval. We're really only creating one extra lot with this parcel because there is two existing tracts of land. We're just kind of cleaning it up, and so he can give 2 lots to his sons. He is the current resident of the house up in the front on 73.
Open the public comment. Ms. Stacy, anyone signed up? No. Close comment for 11C. Any comments, commissioners? Eric?
Everything's been addressed on the map. It meets the
Everything
code.
has been. Okay, I will motion. Entertain.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Nasser, second by Ms. Unitas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. 11D, State of Melton Lambert, Lot 3A, 3B, 3C, and 3D, Earls and Associates.
Yeah, representing the Lambert family in the following family partition of property, asking the committee for approval contingent upon a couple things. We are actually settling the estate of Milton Lambert on this, so the 3 kids will be receiving each parcel of tract of land on this. One of the stipulations was the planning department wanted stipulations of some kind of information on who was living there. We do have that information here. It is family members that are currently living on the property now, which is brothers and sisters of the deceased Milton Lambert. So it's still all family on the property. We're just dividing up the estate between the 3 heirs.
Okay. Public comment opened up. Ms. Stacy, anyone signed up to speak? All right, close the public comment. Mr. Poche?
Everything's been addressed on the map, with the exception of what Mr. Falgood stated.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is this, the heirs have just decided how to divide the property? Was it a court ordered or?
It's divided between thirds. Yeah, each one gets a third of the property. So this was the best layout of the property with the thirds. It basically just says, I think, a third, each one gets a third. It didn't say exactly where or anything like that, so,
Okay,
yes, sir.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Poche, we're making 4 lots on this one, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So
The reason it was a court-ordered division of the property, and each heir is to get a third, and the convenience of, because the rear of the property is much lower, and so the one in the front took a smaller piece so that the other ones could move forward, so that she could get the remainder of her third in the rear of it. But that rear lot is not, not really much anything you can do with it.
what are the regulations when you go more than 3 lots onto a property, though?
If you go more than 3 lots, yes, it has there is a Parish
public
road
road
that goes
already.
part of the way down into the property, and there is a drive which will be amended as they move towards the back.
So they'll have to extend that road all the way through?
Yeah. Perk Road is a public road, asphalted road, pretty
Okay.
ways back.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Mr. Villa?
How can you tell? There's a paved access required at the highway, is that there?
It's already there.
It's there.
It's
Okay.
asphalted all the way to 431.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's considered paved, okay.
Mhm.
All right. No comment, other?
Motion? Motion by Mr. Jones, second by Ms. Unitas. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Nay? That motion passes. Item 11E, Claude Michael property, Lot 4D1 and 4D2, Earls and Associates.
Yes, representing the following Martinez family on the following division of property, asking the commission for approval. He's looking to donate .7 acres to his father.
Open public comment. No one to speak. Close public comment. Mr. Poche,
Everything's been addressed on the map.
all has been addressed. Commissioners, comments?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nasser. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No, I'm sorry.
Which one do you want to be?
I meant, no one is opposed. I was talking to myself.
That motion passes.
I voted in favor, Stacy, just for the record.
This is why I like the machine, you see? We're going machine from now on. All right, the public hearing to recommend approval or denial, item 12, I'm sorry, ordinances, public hearing to recommend approval or denial to the parish council, amendments to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code. I have some questions regarding this. Is there a mandatory discussion period prior to submitting these ordinances for public hearing that needs to come before the commission?
I'm not sure I'm following you. The ordinances can be brought up either through the desire of administration to clear up things, or they can be brought forward through at the request of the planning commission.
But there's no required discussion period amongst, and then a presentation by the applicant, and then a second meeting or opportunity of public comment, and
No, I mean,
action.
there's no applicant. There's no applicant. And a lot of times what happens is, it's possible that these will be prepared way before they're ready, and it's possible that they will be prepared nearer to the submission of the packet for the planning commission meeting. I generally bring forward information as far as what we're planning to do at the next month's meeting, the month prior. If the desire is to have something as far as a generality of what is coming forward to you the month before, if you would like to have a discussion, if you want to set it up to where we can have these as a discussion item one month and as an ordinance recommendation the next month, we can do that. It's up to you guys.
I think that would be my preferred process and route with that. Mr. Long, as it stands today, do we have the option to defer this to next month or to transfer this into more of a discussion?
You could table it. That would be the appropriate procedure.
Commissioners, any comments?
Yeah, yes. So, in going through these as best I could, and let's just think about this. We received these last week. We had an Easter holiday. We had a full planning commission agenda, a full zoning commission agenda, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ordinances that I had never seen before. I haven't really had appropriate time to go through, digest, look for best practices or whatever on some of these. Now, some of these seem to be simple corrections, and I would feel comfortable personally going forward on the ones that I feel are simple corrections. But there are at least 2 that I don't feel I am prepared to vote on those tonight, but I think the appropriate procedure is to take each one individually, and as we take them individually, there will be a motion to they'll either go forward with a motion to make a recommendation, or there'll be a motion to defer or table, whichever one of those 3 the commission likes. But I think the appropriate way to do it is go through each one of them individually, and we'll address each one individually.
Tonight.
Again, my opinion, which in my opinion has some validity, since it's my opinion.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah. No, it's my opinion that it has some.
And I value your opinion as well, so I'll put some weight to that. Okay, I'm okay with that. Commissioners, any other comments before we start taking these items? Ms. Unitas?
Can we change the order of the first 2? Because the first one talks about amending a frontage distance without defining what the area is. The second one is actually defining the area. So can we define the area before we put constraints or reduce constraints on it?
Well, we have that option. You want to switch A and B?
Yes, please.
Or we have the option to table it and discuss it if you're not prepared, as Mr. Nasser claimed, the same.
Well, I'm not sure what his 2 are. So, but that's a vote
Or
of
you
the
can
commission.
add it to the
So
motion
I
to
just wanted
table.
to-
Well, there's a definite one. There might be 2.
Okay.
But the order matters. If we approve one, then
I'm
before
okay with
defining what the other one is,
switching
it
the
makes
order.
no sense.
Any opposition to switching the order from? All right, well, then we'll proceed with that, and we'll start with agenda item 12B, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 2, Development Code, Section 17-20100, the definitions. Give me a minute, I gotta get to, I had them in order here.
That's the flag.
Yeah, so I guess,
It's open to public.
are we gonna open the public comment and then have the table if need be?
Yeah, I don't know, if Mr. Poche was gonna maybe speak on this first.
That's what how are we going about this? Are we gonna still make a statement on each one and then?
You can, I can go through a quick explanation of them. Basically, the first one involves, we have flag lots, and according to the code, a property, in order to create a simple division, is required to have the minimum frontage required on a public right-of-way according to the zoning category. in the creation of a flag lot, you have that width back to the building line, which is typically anywhere from 30 to 45 feet off of the right-of-way of the roadway. Then it narrows down, which I would, for lack of a better term, call the pole or the stick that goes to the rear of the property, and it opens up again. As the code is written now, that strip can be 1 foot wide as long as the front part and the frontage and the rear part are contiguous. Administration, and I agreed, thought that in order to have a flag lot, a lot of times what you have to do is people would need to put a servitude of passage, because obviously 1, 2, 5, 8 feet is not necessarily wide enough for a driveway to get a car back there. So they wanted to set a minimum of that connection pole, I guess, between the flag and the largest portion of the lot to be a minimum of 20 feet. The ordinance obviously defines what a flag lot is, and then the second one goes into the charts in the development code that specifies the definitions of a flag lot in the notes below the dimensional regulations of the lots in each category of zoning. And so that's basically the gist of those two items.
You're speaking about B and A at the same time? then?
Yes, B is the definition to define what a flag lot is, and A is to actually amend the tables, Table B, to add flag lot to the explanations under
17-20.
the dimensional regulations.
Okay. All right, we'll take them one at a time. We'll open the public comment on item 12B, the definitions. Anybody sign up to speak? Close public comment. Commissioners? Any discussion, questions?
My comment is kind of to both, because does that add anything more than what we have right now? It's adding space, it's providing more than taking away? Is that my understanding?
If you can imagine, you can imagine a flag, you got 100 feet. If you have a conservation or a rural zoning category, you've got to have 100 foot of width along a public right-of-way, and it's got to be back to the building line, which is typically 30, 40, 45 feet from the roadway. So you've got the rectangle that basically looks like a flag, and then you've got the pole that goes to the back of what I call the pole, and then the lot opens up in the rear.
Right.
So the desire is to make that pole a minimum of 20 feet, so you don't have a 2, 4, 5 foot pole going from the front piece to the back piece, knowing that you've got to have a driveway with possible ditches and stuff like that. So it's making the requirement that connects the flag and the main part of the lot go from a minimum of 1 foot to a minimum of 20 feet.
Gotcha, okay. Just trying to clarify my understanding. All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
So you want to take up B?
That's 12B. I'll take a motion to, or? Motion to approve,
Recommend approval.
to recommend approval.
12B, I'll second that.
Okay. And everyone's good with the language as written? Motion to approve, recommend approval as written. By Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Villa. Cast your votes.
We're using the machine.
We're using the machine. All right.
I used to like
We're just gonna slow it down a little bit, get everybody a chance to. All right, 12B, that motion passes. To recommend approval. 12A, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 1, zoning tables, Table B. We've had Mr. Poche's
Yes, basically,
introduction.
when it gives you the minimum lot frontage width, it's the measured width at the building line under the dimensional regulations. And what we added to that was to define, or to put the flag lot in there to state after measured width at minimum building line, any strip of land beyond the flag frontage of a lot must be a minimum of 20 feet in width.
Okay. Public comment, open, Ms. Stacy, anyone sign to speak? All right, close public comment. Commissioners, on item 12A, any comments?
Yes, please.
Mr. Nasser?
Mr. Poche, I'm not sure if I should have brought this up on the previous or on this one. Question I have is on that 20 feet. How will that be impacted if there's a ditch? Or if there has to be a ditch, or there is a ditch? Can it be in that 20 feet, not in the 20 feet?
Yes, it can be in the 20 feet.
It can be in the 20
Yes.
feet? Okay.
But if it's in that 20, it's in that 20 feet a ditch, that kind of goes away from what you're trying to accomplish to make the width wide enough for access.
Well, yes, and I understand that, but basically, we're talking about a minimum width of 20 feet, no matter what's in there, whether it's a driveway, a ditch, or what have you. Now, there are a myriad of different scenarios and possibilities that you can have. The main thing that we wanted to accomplish with this was to have that flag and the main portion of that lot connected with something that was 20 feet. Now, people can do, before, they could do 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 40.
Yeah, there
You
was
can do
no
any, you could have done
requirement.
any width that you wanted. But there, in my opinion, if you start trying to take every possibility into account, you'll never settle on a minimum width.
I think my question there would be if there is, that 20-foot width and there is an existing drainage ditch there, is there some drainage study that would be required, for culvert sizing that we're not impacting?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to work with the people to make sure that they do whatever they need to do to accommodate whatever drainage they have in that space.
Okay. Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Recommend approval.
Recommend approval, as written.
That's right.
Motion to recommend approval for item 12A by Mr. Nasser, seconded by Mr. Jones. Let's vote. That motion passes for recommended approval. Item 12C, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 2, Development Code, Section 17-2052, High Impact Development Facility. Mr. Poche.
This is one, we have nothing governing the construction, installation of data mining, cryptocurrency centers and things of that nature, that you see the meta facilities and all that are going around in different states around the country, and we wanted to have something that regulated those, and that's what this is for.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to table this.
I second that.
Can I do that before, do we need to open the public comment first?
No,
Make a
you
motion.
would table it before you
Before we
discuss
open.
the agenda item.
Okay,
No discussion,
there was no discussion.
just a vote.
Now, do you want to bring it up at the next meeting, or do you want to bring it up at a future meeting? Well, how do you want to handle it?
I don't know.
You're going to leave it open-ended?
So put it on the table till we take it off the table. Could be
Right.
next meeting, could be any time. It's a motion to table, not a motion to defer.
Okay, we have a motion to table item 12C by Mr. Nasser, seconded by
Mark,
Mr. Villa.
Somebody
He already got you. All right, all in favor of, or vote to table item 12C? Motion to table is passed. 12D.
And, excuse me one second.
Yes.
And Eric, I'd like to, I just had a chance to go through this today. I'd like to have a chance to sit down and talk with you to go through it, because I see a lot of things I want to talk about.
Sure, okay.
That's it.
12D, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 2, Development Code, Section 17-2087, signs, off-premises sign standards. Mr. Poche.
Yes, sir. There was a desire a few years ago, I think, Lance, it was in 2018, 19,
I think 21, I believe.
2021. They changed the minimum distance between the large signs to 2,000 feet, and they would like to reduce that by half to 1,000 feet.
Can you give me an example of that? Like, where this,
Yeah, well, we're gonna go to the public comment and then we'll come back to y'all's comment. All right, open public comment on item 12D. Ms. Stacy? All right, close public comment, 12D. Now, commissioners. Comments?
it's
Mr. Dilla.
saying, so amend from 2,000 permitting to 1,000. Cutting the space would basically allow for doubling billboards,
In effect, yes.
basically? Okay. Okay. How does that compare to other parishes? Are you familiar with what they're?
Most average about 1,000 feet. Some are a little bit less, some are a little bit more, but the average is around 1,000 feet, between 750 and 1,000 feet. I think East Baton Rouge is, what, 900 feet? Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion, a recommendation.
Whoa, we're still in the comments.
Okay,
We're gonna hang tight on that just a second.
give a comment.
Mr. Shake Snyder.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not in favor of this. We changed the ordinance just a few years ago. We had Lamar here, we had all the individual sign companies here, everybody came to this conclusion. We're 5 years down the line. I don't see why we need to reduce it back to what we had it. So I just can't recommend moving this thing forward.
Mr. Nasser.
It is my understanding that some of the smaller companies, smaller businesses, felt like they're being blocked out of their ability to post signs by the larger advertising companies such as Lamar and others. And so this is an opportunity to give them, at some level, an equal right. So I would support it.
Ms. Unitas?
So is this signage only applicable to billboards, or are we specifically speaking to that?
Yeah, it's just billboards, yeah.
Just billboards? Because you drive down 73 and there are signs everywhere, like we need to add billboards on top of that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's like the song, the signs are getting a little out of control.
Yeah, this addresses the billboards.
Any other comments?
No, I'd like to actually make a motion to recommend denial to the council.
Motion to recommend denial by Mr. Shake Snyder. Second by Ms. Unitas. Cast your vote.
Wait.
Okay. So a yes vote is your vote to support denial of the changes. If you vote yes, you are denying the changing of the. They're gonna have to call you back. Okay. That motion passes to recommend denial of item 12D. 12E, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 3, Master Plan and Land Use Plan. Mr. Poche.
Yes, sir. And this probably should have been taken care of a while back. In 2019, we updated our master plan. The master plan that was currently codified and placed in the ULDC, in my opinion, should not have been there because the master plan is a guiding document. It's not ordinances. The council provides for ordinances in the zoning of property and the regulations of property. And the other reason, or one of the main reasons, is that the master plan was only applicable as stated in the first paragraph of the section from 2001 to 2005. So it's far beyond its sunset period, and I don't feel that we need it in the ULDC anymore.
Okay. Open public comment? No one to speak. Close public comment. Questions, comments by the commission? Mr. Nasser.
I agree, Mr. Poche, but I do have a question that this spurred that I brought up before. Our current master plan was completed in what year?
2019.
2019. So best practices would demand that that be updated every 5 years,
That's correct.
and so it's about time. That's
All
my
right.
point.
I will bring it to the administration.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I think when we see some of the memorandums from the department, I mean, they reference the master land use plan and
Yes,
on a
that's
regular
correct.
basis. So I feel like it is relevant. Should it be updated? Absolutely. But I do believe that it is relevant and continues to be referenced as per, even if, as you stated, as a guideline. I do see the relevance in it. So that's my comment on that. Anyone else? Ms. Unitas?
So if the master plan is used as a guideline, I get you have it as an appendix and it's sort of codified, which gives it a little more bite than just being a recommendation document. If we pull it out, then how do we enforce the plan?
The
when-
plan that's in there is not enforceable now
Not that
because
one, I'm talking about the current one that we have.
Oh, right.
Right, the current one. So what kind of bite does the master plan, because the master plan was quoted at a couple of our planning, meetings that we had recently. So what kind of authority or what kind of additional punch does that give to decisions that we make here to make sure that everything is fitting in with the feel of what the master plan is?
The guiding the guiding document is for the planning commission and staff to review. It is not meant to be law or rule, because things change, there needs to be flexibility. And the main reason, the thing that you were talking about, the master plan that was mentioned, and the reason that it's mentioned is because it is in the ULDC. And people, in my opinion, mistakenly think that it has the rule of law because it is in the ULDC when it has been sunset since 2005. And we have another one that has replaced it. According to state law, the Planning Commission adopts the master plan as a guiding document to use in the making of their decisions. And it's that flexibility that allows the council to write whatever codes need to be written as far as development codes, and it guides them in the choices, final choices for zoning decisions and things of that nature.
Right. So then, so it influences zoning and it influences the flavor of neighborhoods and all of those things and how we want to match up neighborhoods to neighborhoods. So
Right.
in that way, it does hold a little credence on top of the regulations under the ULDC.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does hold some sway as to it helps to form the opinions as a guiding document of the planning commission and the staff.
It's still a recommendation. Okay, gotcha.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mr. Nasser.
I was just going to follow up again, Barrick, that I agree with everything he said. I'm going to say virtually exactly the way he said it, but, because I don't know where I disagree, but, you know, I might. It's, tomorrow I might. But, no, yeah, my opinion is you don't want it by ordinance, because then you have to follow that as an ordinance, and every little minuscule thing that's different, you're gonna have to take an action on it. It's
Correct.
meant to be a living document that's got some flexibility, that guides our decisions.
Right.
But does not demand that it be done,
Right.
right? So, I'll make a motion to recommend to the council approval of this particular ordinance.
Second.
Second, motion to recommend approval to remove the master plan from the ordinances by Mr. Nasser.
That specific master plan,
That specific one.
this reference.
Say again?
Appendix 3.
Okay.
The reference is to remove the 2001, 2003 master plan document.
The 2019 is to remain. That's
It's
a
not-
separate,
That's not part of this ordinance.
That's correct. 2019 is not part of this.
motion to recommend approval by Mr. Nasser, seconded by Mr. Shake Snyder. Before we vote, Mr. Villa.
Well, I have a comment after we vote. It's kind of a vertical comment, so let's vote first.
Okay. The motion on the table is to recommend approval of motion 12E. All right, that motion passes. Mr. Villa.
So, Eric, when you talk about a master plan, it's just a guiding document. We're talking about for the whole master plan for the parish. Is that different for a development? Is it the master plan of a development? Is it still a guiding document?
It can be.
No, is it?
The distinction is that the master plan that we're talking about that's adopted by the planning commission is a guiding document for the planning commission, number one, to make decisions.
Yeah.
And also and it's codified when the council makes changes or additions to development regulations and when they make changes after recommendations by the zoning commission on the zoning of property. That's the rule of law. Whatever rule the council passes, that's how developments are guided. In whatever zoning the council approves, that's how the zoning is determined in the parish. That document is used in the recommendations for the planning commission to make recommendations to the council, and the council can use it as well in making their decisions.
Right, but I guess what I'm getting at, on developments, there's concessions and things put on those master plans of those developments. But you're saying master plans are really a guide, but it's not a legal document, if you will, or contract, whatever. But, we do concessions, we put things like private, public servitudes and stuff, and that's supposed to be followed as the law, but you're saying that is not necessarily the case.
Well, no, I mean, a master plan for a development, it depends on the context of what you're doing. You can have a master plan that is a guiding document that shows a general layout and makeup and land use of what's going to happen in an overall development. It's kind of like a PUD or a SPUD. When you come in, you give them a guiding overall master plan, and then when you go to the council or when you submit to the planning commission for a preliminary plat, whatever's approved on that preliminary plat is the guiding rule, and whatever's approved in that PUD or SPUD is the guiding rule. But if somebody comes with a master plan of how they envision their development going, things are going to change in there depending on what they want, discussions they have with regulating bodies and things of that nature until they come forward with a preliminary plat or with a PUD or a SPUD, something that is approved. And once that's approved, then that plan is locked in as it's presented and approved.
So you're saying it's the guiding rule, not the guide, in that case you just
Yeah.
explained? Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
12F, to amend the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Appendix 4, Subdivision Regulations, Section 17-4092.1, Appeal Hearing Procedure. Mr. Poche.
Yes, sir. The desire here, there was some ambiguous verbiage in the appeal hearing procedure. When it came up after Harvest Fields came a month or two ago, we looked at it, and council and I had thought that, because it said the final decision action by 2/3 vote of the entire Planning Board of Appeals. So that means that if the Planning Board of Appeals as a parish council, all 11 members would have had to have been present, and they would have had to have a 2/3 vote. So if someone comes and wants to go to the appeals board, and if they go, and then somebody doesn't show up for whatever reason that night, then it has to be deferred. And so, under recommendation of council, we revise the language to require affirmative 2/3 votes of the members present at the meeting. So it does require a supermajority, but it specifies that it's members present at the meeting.
Okay. Just for clarity, the Planning Board of Appeals is the parish council.
Parish council, yes, they
This does not
come
go to
together
the Board
as
of
the Planning
Adjustments.
Board of Appeals, yes.
Yeah. Okay, we will open public comment for 12F. No one to speak. Close public comment. Commissioners, Mr. Nasser.
I hate that I'm so verbal tonight, but
We'd love to hear from you. Come on with it.
I'm not going to address the 2/3 thing, but, because there's so much ambiguity, I don't want to get involved. But the A states that the meeting shall be conducted under Robert's Rules of Order. So it's not a guide with regard to this. It is shall be conducted under Robert's Rules of Order. Because Robert's Rules is generally a guide as to how you run the meeting, but it says you have to run it according to Robert's Rules. Okay, so that's, I want to make sure that I got that right. So the second one, item 2, is in conflict with item A. Because under Robert's Rules, the chairman's ruling is not final. The chairman's ruling can be appealed by a vote of that commission or board or whatever that Robert's Rules is governing. So in order to appeal a chairman's ruling according to Robert's Rules, someone makes a motion to appeal the chairman's ruling. The chairman gets to defend his ruling. Each member gets one chance to speak, and then there's a vote on whether or not the chairman's ruling is upheld. That's Robert's Rules. And so item B is in conflict with item A. And so am I, Spencer, yeah, I know you know Robert's Rules, is that correct, what I just said, or were you not, did you miss it?
No, I believe you are correct when it comes to the other, I guess it'd be board members? Board members, I guess,
commissioners.
council board members,
Right.
yeah, they can appeal or challenge the chairman's decision on procedure.
So, with that being said, and granted, this is just a recommendation to the parish council, I would make a motion that we change item B to say that the chairman's ruling on procedure of the Planning Board of Appeals is final unless appealed properly via Robert's Rules of Order. Because if you shall follow Robert's Rules of Order, you have to have the appeal process. That's my opinion.
I would almost say you could just scratch out number 2.
Strike it.
Strike B.
You just strike out 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just, that'll be my motion. My motion is we strike out B.
Okay. Any more comments? You still have the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I make a motion
We have
that.
more comments. I was just.
Oh, we have more
We
comments?
have more comments.
Oh, I don't have more comments.
No more comments from you?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, hang tight, and then I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Ms. Unitas.
Okay, in G, so what's the basic quorum for the council?
Basic quorum is 6.
6, so 6 of the 5. So 2/3 of 6 would be enough to, an appeal of a subdivision.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is.
It kind of goes back to do we want 3 people of 7 deciding?
Well,
you
it's
know,
going from the entire planning board of appeal, which requires all members to be present.
Correct, but is there a minimum quorum? And can we have like a 2/3 quorum to be, so there's more than just 6 people, like maybe 8 people?
Well, I mean, y'all can change it
I
however
mean,
you like.
it just seems to me like,
So you want to add something, but shall still be more than X number of members, or majority of the full commission?
at least 2/3 of the commission, not
So
just a simple majority.
Similar to what our ordinances, our bylaws are, 2/3 vote, 5 out of 7.
It's an important decision.
And 2/3 of the
Right,
council
right.
must
It
be
is a
there.
that's an important decision that affects everybody that's in the subdivision and anybody around it and anybody who drives through them. It just seems to me like you would want to make sure that there are more voices that make that decision.
So you would need to add an item H here that says 2/3 of the council must be present,
No, we just,
or you want to add it in G?
What the quorum is. The
Okay.
quorum is 2/3 instead of just a simple majority. And you could do 2/3 of what's existing, but you want to have a 2/3 quorum before you have the vote.
You want 2/3 of 2/3? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, doesn't it?
oh, Lord.
But again, but you know what?
I understand what you're saying.
2/3 of the council have to be present to make the quorum to make the vote for an appeal. And then 2/3 of the people that are present, but the minimum has to be the 2/3.
Would you like to provide language to G?
So, there's already a motion.
There is.
There's no second yet. Or you can make a substitute motion.
Which motion are we talking about?
My
Well-
motion was to strike item B.
Yeah, and you have.
I don't know if I recognize your motion. I know you started, I asked you to
He
hold,
started,
so.
he
Do
stopped.
you want to
before
say
he
that
made
you
it.
did in fact make the motion?
Get a chairman.
Well, then as it stands now,
Do we want
well,
to,
hold on. We'll recognize Mr. Nasser's motion
Okay?
to strike item B.
Motion is to strike item B from 17-4092.1, strike item B.
And G will remain as is.
I'm only addressing B.
You're only addressing B. We have a motion
Independently.
to recommend approval with the amendment to strike item B. Well, that's how, that's.
I'm making a motion to strike item B from our consideration relative to the recommendation to the council, that's all. Strike it from the document.
Modification, because it just let the motion fail. So we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Don't second it.
No second. All right, that motion fails.
I'm gonna do it again.
I'll make a substitute motion.
Okay. Well, hold on, Mr. Shake, I was recognizing Mr. Shake Snyder wants to speak.
The reason we did this, and this was done, I want to say in about 2018, 2017, this changed specifically. In 2017, we had a 3-member appeals board that was made up of appointed people by the parish president. Those 3 appointed people were the appeals board for any subdivision that was potentially denied. Then it went to the council. We wanted the council to actually have the decision. The planning commission made this recommendation years and years ago. The realization behind all this is we wanted this to be difficult and put this in the council's hands and have as many of the council present and voting on this, not as possible, but we wanted this to be a true, real appeals process. I do not agree that we go down to 6. I agree more with Ms. Unitas. I think that we need to set for example, a minimum of 8 council members or members for this. And let's say the number, not just say 2/3 and all this other stuff. We're gonna say maybe potential 8 members. which however it is, and then they need to have a supermajority of those things. Let's give the actual numbers instead of the abbreviations and fractions. If we're gonna make this motion to them and change it, they are our appeals process. This is how you have to overrule us. If you have 7 of us up here and all 7 of us say that it needs to be denied, they need to have at least 7 people basically tell us that we're wrong. But we need to have that affirmative in this, where the council really has to overrule us and show up and be there. So I do agree with Ms. Unitas. They need to have, 8 to 11 of them that present, and they need to have 8 to 11 of them in the affirmative that we're wrong. And that's my comment.
I do like math, no less than 9, and 2/3 of that would be 6, which would still the majority, so I would say a quorum of no less than 9 exists. I'm just adding to G there, but, okay. Ms. Unitas, go ahead.
Rock on with that. Go with what you got.
You like my math?
Yeah, you like what you're doing. Don't forget your B.
Well, I guess I can't make a motion, but
Well,
my
okay.
language would be, the
Okay.
final decision of the Planning Board of
Okay.
Appeals shall require the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the members present at a meeting at which a quorum of no less than 9 people, 9 council members exists. Such decision shall be final, and further action shall be commenced in the district court.
Agree with that.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to recommend approval to the council. As Commissioner Miller stated, the final decision of the Planning Board of Appeals shall require the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the members present in a meeting at which a quorum exists, and that quorum be at minimum 9 members. Such decision shall be final and further action shall be commenced in district court, and the removal of item B on this. And that is my motion.
Because I was going to amend the motion.
Motion by Mr. Shakespeare, second by Mr. Jones, to recommend approval as stated eloquently by Mr. Shakespeare. Cast your votes. That motion passes unanimously. I like it. I love when a team comes together. All right, new business. 13A, convening of the Bylaws Committee. Direction of the chair to revise the bylaws to eliminate ambiguity in Planning Commission, Zoning Commission. We'll just leave it at that. I would like to appoint 3 members to our Bylaws Committee. The 3 of you will get together, elect a chairman of that in order to review the current bylaws, make any changes, modifications as y'all see fit, and then bring that back to the commission for ratification and adoption by the Planning and Zoning Commission. I believe there has been some interest in members being on that board, and so I will ask Mr. Jones, would you like to be on that board?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nasser? And Ms. Unitas? I will appoint the 3 of you to be on the Bylaws Committee. Y'all can meet as needed, elect y'all's chairman, and have the chairman present at 1 meeting, 2 meetings from now. What do you think is a fair timeline for everyone?
Not one meeting.
2 meetings? What is this? April right now, so May at the June meeting? Report to us any modifications y'all would like to make?
Should be good.
And we can discuss in June, and we can, if need be, modify at the July meeting.
I have some questions. So, okay, so you appoint a committee, it's got 60, not 60 days, but until the June meeting to go ahead and come up with some proposed revisions to the bylaws. there is a list here of 1, 2 specific things to be addressed. And then there's, third, an additional direction given by recommendations of the commission. Do those recommendations have to be made formally, or can we as a commission just discuss them?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think at the June meeting, y'all can bring y'all's findings, y'all's suggestions for changes. We can discuss at the June meeting, and then we will, at the July meeting, have a formal adoption.
Okay.
Are we going through the whole bylaws or just that section?
Whole bylaws.
That is the committee's purview.
Prerogative, yeah.
Just checking.
Well, let me give you my updates to the bylaws.
Save it for you,
That's a joke, it's a joke. I don't have any updates to the bylaws.
Yes, that's why I did stop there in my reading of, because I would like for that to be taken as stated. Any questions on that? Item 14.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.